So we're going to do a little live action video making for measuring angles, and in order to do this we have to use a protractor. I like using protractors because they have a straight edge right on them. It makes it very handy to use. So I'm going to start by drawing our first angle. I'm going to use our edge of our protractor. I think I said before it's really important that you draw straight lines when you are measuring and drawing triangles. Otherwise it doesn't help you at all. So the first thing we need to do is line this protractor up correctly. Now you'll notice on all protractors they have a point in the very center, and it's where this 180 degree angle, or line we'll call them, meets the 90 degree angle, and it meets at that one point. Now this is really important to remember because you have to always put that point on the vertex of the angle you are measuring. So I'll line that up correctly right there. Now you can see it's right there on the corner. If I'm down lower, it would give me another measurement. If I was up higher, it would be incorrect. So once that point is on the vertex of your angle, you then have to make sure that the bottom side where you're measuring is lined up with that 180 degree line or angle. See how I just moved it down? I slid it down so it met it. Let me show you again. This is incorrect. I slid it down so that it was lined up correctly. Now I'm ready to measure my angle. Make sure they're completely lined up, and I can count to see where it is at. Well, it's right here, and it passes almost to the 40 degree line, but it also is by the 140 degree. So would you call that, do you think this angle is 140 degrees or 40 degrees? Now if you watched the last video, you know that it is less than 90 degrees, so obviously it would be closer to the 40 degree. Let's try it one more time. Let's see where it's at. And I would say it is, from my direction, it's 38 degrees. Now look, it's between the 30 and the 40, and it's about 2 lines away, so that would be 38 degrees. So I would mark this 38 degrees, this angle right here. Let's try another one that's a little bit different shaped. So I've got this direction and this direction. There we go. Alright, so again, I have to line the point directly up in the vertex, but I have to also make sure that this line, the 180 degree line, is lined up straight along that side. I move it over a little bit. Now if I didn't, watch up here. If I had this down low like this line would be past this 110 mark. If I move it up so that it is correctly placed, I'm going to think about it a little bit. I'm going to really pay attention. It's correctly placed. Now it's before the 110 mark. Now it is close to, in between, on top numbers it would be 70 and 80, but on the bottom numbers it's between the 100 and the 110. Now looking at this angle, does this look greater than or less than 90 degrees? Well, obviously it looks greater than 90 degrees. If it were 90 degrees, it would be pointing directly to here. Well, it is greater than 90 degrees, and it falls halfway in between the 110 and the 100. So this angle would be 105 degrees. All right, let's try another one. What if we wanted to draw an angle of a certain amount? So here's how I would do it. I would draw a line for one of the sides, and then I would put this, thinking that this would be the vertex right here, I would put this directly on the vertex and make sure this is on the one side, lined up correctly. Now, what degree angle should I make? Let's do a 60 degree angle. Well, I just go up this side where it says 60, and I can put a dot right there. Now I know that that is less than 90, so I wouldn't do the 60 over on this side. That would be greater than 90. So once I have that guide dot, now all I have to do is go in draw a line. Now I have just drawn a 60-degree angle. If you want to go and measure it again, put that on the vertex, make sure it's straight on the line, and that's a 60-degree angle. Let's try another one that's obtuse. Let's go at a totally different angle. Let's try going backward. Let's say I have this direction, and the angle is going this direction. There we go. Alright, so there's the vertex. So I have to do the same method. I put the point directly on the vertex, make sure it's lined up with that 180-degree line, and then I see where we're at. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's right in between these numbers over here. Now I know it's greater than 90 degrees, so I would not read the bottom numbers. I would read these numbers here, in between the 140 and the 150. And to be specific, it is, let me get this, make sure it's correct. It's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right halfway in between. So in between 140 and 150, this would be 145 degrees. Now sometimes in your book, you're going to get an angle that is really small. Like it will be the tiniest little angle. It will look like this. And then they'll say, measure the angle. And it will be about this big. So what I like to do, because look, if I try to go put this on the vertex, and then I try to line it up, well, this protractor is really great because it has these lines, and that really helps. But I like to extend the line or the side that I'm measuring. So I would just make that longer. Like that. Looks kind of odd, but it will do the same thing. I think I need to make it even longer. So I'm going to make it nice and long so it'll reach the side of the protractor. It doesn't matter the bottom one, as long as I have a guide where I can line the protractor up, put that spot on the vertex, line the protractor up, make sure I've lined it up correctly. And notice you have to take your time with this. You can't just flop it on there. Alright, so this was an acute angle, so I know it's going to be less than 90 degrees. Now it looks like it's 1 past the 30. I'm looking at these little lines up here. So that would be about 31 degrees. 31 degrees. Alright. I want you to try some of these on your own. If you need help, just press rewind. I hope this helps.